This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
Follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard
On VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome in. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the sports betting network. Mitch Moss along with Paulie Howard. We are live in downtown Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. 3-hour banger lined up today. Nick Whalen, Tim Benz, Warren Sharp, the guest today. Tons of reaction to what we watched yesterday. New numbers in the National Football League, updated division, yes-no playoff odds, conferences, awards markets to get into. We'll spend a lot of time talking about the numbers that we have for Week 16. And, Paulie, when this season is all said and done in a couple of months and the story is written, it's going to be like a WTF masterpiece. It feels like it's been just a completely wonky season, almost full season to date. And yesterday was like the icing on the cake. With two injuries like that, one of the best defensive players in the league with Micah Parsons going down to the torn ACL. And then you have the king, basically, Mahomes, ending his season, and who knows what their future looks like beyond this season as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it sucks. I hate it. I hate all these injuries in the league.
Well, that was the story of the season. They're driving, and he throws the costly interception, and they lost 7 times this year as a favorite. They were minus $4 before the season to make the playoffs. And just all the injuries, bad turnovers. You thought they were, as I called you after the Washington game, Mike Tirico got me good, which he got the line from several people in the organization that when they we were getting hot and beat Detroit and Washington, the line was, we feel a lot better about this team right now than we did last year when we were 15-2 in the 1 seed. And then it just loss after loss after loss, and they were taking money
every week.
And then we'll see if he's back for the start of the season. You're right, but the 10-year streak comes to an end. Now it's Minshew, and certainly you're right about a wild season where the hottest teams, the Broncos, Jacksonville, and Houston was a long shot to make the playoffs a month ago. They're on fire, and you've said it many times, and I can't kill you, that you don't trust Lawrence, and I don't trust Lawrence, and he's playing great football, and good Bo or bad Bo. And good Bo showed up, and he was fantastic, and they're looking at the 1 seed.
How about that? The same day, Trevor Lawrence and Bo Nix probably played their best 2 games as pros.
Yes.
Tip my cap to them, man. I'm not a fan at all of Trevor Lawrence, but he was great yesterday. And Bo Nix, look, I don't want to completely just sit here and tell you the guy can't play. It's only 2 years we're talking about in the league. But that was something special yesterday. And that game was really, really good until it turned into just an absolute cluster, for Green Bay with all those injuries spearheaded there by Micah Parsons going down. And, as a result here with Mahomes going down now as well, I don't want to overreact, Paulie. It feels a little bit like Durant with the Achilles against the Raptors in the NBA Finals. Like you knew that was probably the beginning of the end for the Warriors dynasty.
Yeah.
I don't want to, that's
fair.
Because who knows, is he going to come back next year around this time? Like when does he make his appearance next year? Halloween?
Yeah.
Week 1?
Well, the offensive line had all their issues, but they shouldn't struggle like this offensively. They have too many talented players.
They've done a great job drafting guys.
Yeah, and we know it's a war of attrition, but you don't want to see it decided this way. And Green Bay now, they could lose out. They could miss the playoffs. You take your best defensive player, one of the best players in the league, and then the Kraft injury. Watson gets hurt.
Tom, Jenkins.
Yeah, I know.
Williams, I could go on and on.
Won't end. Dobbs has been in and out of the lineup. What's happened to Reed? Killer. What's going on? And just when Love was playing great ball and they had the 9-point lead, it's like, let's throw against the reigning defensive player of the year. What could go wrong? Interception. Yep. And then Watson's hurt and has to go to the hospital.
Yeah, no good. He made some very questionable throws yesterday. Again, taking it up a notch here against that defense. And here is what I said before the show. The icing on the cake, I think, for Green Bay. Again, who knows when Parsons is going to come back? And what's he like when he comes back playing that position? He's irreplaceable as the edge guy there. They gave up 2 first-round picks. They don't have first-round picks moving forward.
Yep.
That's just, it's a double whammy.
You're right.
To the Packers.
This was big.
Oh, but also Mahomes had been hit. This is Bill Barnwell, great breakdown today, ESPN.com. 153 times this year. Only one quarterback topped that, Justin Herbert. There's a common denominator there. Both offensive lines have been compromised. And so that was also a career high through 14 games. And you go back the prior 6 seasons, not including last year because he was hit a lot as well, The prior 6 seasons, Mahomes, as a starter, took an average of 117.6 hits in his first 14 games each year. He blew by that number the last 2 years. Now, is that the reason why I caught up with him? Who knows? But he was also scrambling more this year. So maybe that, taking off a little bit more, those hits, and it wore on him, and then popped yesterday.
No rushing attack, and no one can get open.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it really held the ball a long time yesterday. And nothing, and good defense by the Chargers, but nothing's worked for him the last couple of weeks.
Can you?
Right? And that stretch was ridiculous. Mahomes, Parsons, and then Adams. And we got the showdown Thursday, and I don't think there's any chance he can play.
Probably not.
With the hammy. And he might miss a couple games. So it was a rough 5-10 minutes, whatever it was.
Yeah, you're not kidding. So with Parsons in the lineup, the Packers have allowed the 10th lowest QBR to opposing quarterbacks. Across 109 dropbacks without him this season, the Packers fell to 22nd in the same metric. So he is absolutely going to be missed. That's a small sample size, I get that, but when you go from 10th overall to 22nd in a metric like that, that's obviously a big deal. And yeah, to your point, are they going to? Well, I don't think they're going to lose out. I think they're going to get in the playoffs. But now they go from a true Super Bowl contender to, well, are they going to win one game? It's going to be completely dependent upon who their opponent's going to be in the first round.
Yeah, they can still do it. They have a ton of guys and a ton of talent. And we saw what Jacobs did. He was phenomenal yesterday. I mean, who scores like that on Denver going up and down the field? They did a bad job defensively, but this is the life in the NFC. They're $1.05 to win the division. Yet they're the 7th seed, and they could miss out entirely. Yeah. So that's a huge game Saturday, and LaFleur's owned the Bears. Green Bay has owned the Bears, and then you got that tough game against Baltimore too. But it's just
I got news for you.
You're right. The 7th seed can do it. Whatever happens Thursday, Seattle might win Thursday. I got serious doubts about this team.
Oh, you have to.
Because if I contain JSN, then what? You can't run the ball. You got a turnover-prone quarterback. Kupp can't move. And they're not. I like Shaheed, but they're not getting involved enough.
Yeah, great defense, obviously, and special teams. We saw it again yesterday with Myers. Hello, 6 from way downtown. Bang, good to go. By the way, he's another guy, right, to watch every week.
Yeah, he's on an 8. He's on an 8-1 overrun.
Yeah,
he's not Fairbairn 24-3, but
this all comes down to on third. By the way, I'll call my shot right now. Packers are not winning at Minnesota Week 18. Vikings win that game. I'll go even one more. Vikings win out and go over their win total of 8.5.
Come on,
at Giants, Lions. Packers, bookmark this right now. Vikings win out and go over 8.5 with the win total.
Are you coming in hot? That's
you
strong.
have to. Come on, let's go.
He's improved.
Scorched earth, buddy.
He's improved, yeah.
I love the defense. I love the defense, and they were really good again last night. That's 3 straight awesome performances by that side of the ball.
Yeah. There could be some vicious win total beats here, by the way.
In terms of Thursday night, yeah, you're not kidding. In terms of Thursday night, this comes down to, well, look, I'm going to bet, I'm speaking now, I'll make a case for both sides. I'm going to bet the Rams because clearly I trust their quarterback more. And if you're betting the Seahawks, you have to have a lot of faith in that guy outplaying Matthew Stafford and the entire team. Like you're going to say, okay, that was a fluke what happened the first time around. And I think what Darnold did the first meeting will not happen again. And I think what happened to Stafford the first meeting will happen one more time. Like that's kind of a reach to me. Stafford was not great. He threw for 130 yards against this defense.
Right. And yeah, a key weapon. But I know, I see you and I raise you. Sam Darnold in a big game facing pressure and heat and all the turnovers. And this is what he's done throughout his career.
Well, look at the way this is going to be a big rig showdown here with Puka Nacua and JSN.
Yes.
Right? The same game parlays that might be popping like it's hot in that contest.
That's right. And I love it. You know where it's going. Good luck.
Oh, yeah.
You still can't stop it. Mm-hmm. And he was on fire, both guys, and what Stafford did. Most passing and Puka most receiving, where Adams goes down and he's still making it rain out there all over the Lions.
How about that? That has to be the game of the year, is it not? The 1 seed is on the line.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, good observation earlier today from Jonathan Von Tobel on Money Moves. Say what you want about Sammy D. This is the 2nd consecutive year he's playing for all the marbles late in the year. Like the 1 seed is on the line. Happened last year. Final Sunday night game of the regular season. The winner moved to 15-2 and was going to be the 1 seed in the NFC. He didn't play well.
Yeah.
And he didn't play well the first time here against the Rams.
Well, he's been in a good situation, too.
Yeah,
with
true.
2 solid coaches as well. Yeah. A lot on the line, especially with the awards and especially what's going on at the top of the AFC and who can get in. I mean, I still think Baltimore's the best team in the AFC when they're healthy and they don't play with their food. When they're healthy and they don't do stupid stuff, like how bad, and I hate to kill you here, but But how bad is the Thanksgiving night loss now?
Oh, no, I get
the
it.
Bengals
It's
are
terrible.
atrocious. How did you lose that game?
Yeah.
And you might miss the playoffs as a result, and then you followed it up with that mess against Pittsburgh with the bad luck and then the silly turnovers. When they play clean football and you run the ball and don't abandon the rushing attack, good luck, because the defense is filthy right now.
Are they better than Denver with Bo Nix from yesterday? I don't know if we're going to get that Bo
home
Nix.
field's big, but I know. But this defense is playing phenomenal, and you see what Green Bay was able to do moving it on them, and even Dart had a lot of success moving it on them as well. So I just think they have so many weapons. If they can just get Lamar healthy and don't turn the ball over, that is going to be a big-time scary team in that 4th seed.
Yeah. Are they, I'm trying
But they got to get there. I don't know if they're going to, I don't know. They're $1.25 to win the division. Tonight's huge.
Yeah.
You can't ask for better trends tonight. I mean, come on. Miami's lost 13 in a row under 40 degrees, and Pittsburgh's 22-1 at home Monday night since 92.
I'd like to sit here and tell you, Paulie, in theory, this should be the year finally it opened up for Josh Allen and the Bills. And I kind of hope it does because I'd love to see them make a Super Bowl here. But that defense...
You can't do this every week.
No, you can't.
Can't fall behind. He's got to pull a miracle, pull a rabbit out of his backside, and this is just not going to happen.
Put it this way, Josh Allen and James Cook have to show up and deliver every single week.
Yeah, the run defense is so bad, especially if Vrabel would actually give Henderson some carries. Yeah. You see what can happen. All right, we got a playoff game Friday. Alabama and Oklahoma. Get our college football betting guide. Full previews of every first-round game, the brackets, the best bets, the bowl picks across the network. Get the guide for just $14.99. VSiN.com/subscribe. They did a great job. And the AI-powered prop tools as well. Every best bet, every host, every guest. VSiN.com/CFP.
We are in mid-December, and I would say 6 out of the 8 divisions are still up for grabs.
The college football playoff is here, and VSiN's betting guide is your ticket to cashing in. For just $14.99, you'll get expert previews of every first-round matchup, playoff brackets from VSiN hosts and insiders, and the sharp insight you can't get anywhere else. Or skip the line and get it free with a VSiN Pro subscription. Go to VSiN.com/CFP to purchase the guide and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
This is VSiN, a network of sports betting analysts, writers, hosts, and handicappers, all here to help you become a more confident bettor. We broadcast live every day from Las Vegas, the sports betting capital of the world, and from studios across the country, giving you insight from every angle of the action. Take VSiN with you wherever you go with the VSiN Watch app, or catch us on streaming platforms and regional sports networks. You can also listen live on SiriusXM Channel 158 and on radio stations nationwide. Check out VSiN.com as well for betting tools, exclusive betting splits, AI-powered player prop projections from Opta, pro picks for every game, plus in-depth betting guides and articles built to give you an edge. From sharp betting analysis and daily best bets to insider interviews and expert breakdowns, VSiN is your trusted source for everything happening in the world of sports betting. See everything we have to offer at VSiN.com and become part of the Sports Betting Network.
Responsible sports betting starts with a game plan. That means stick to a budget. Keep it social by playing with friends. Learn the game and know the odds. Play with trusted legal operators. And if you need help, reach out. If you're getting in on the action, visit haveagameplan.org to learn more.
is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Paulie, I'll say 6 divisions still up for grabs. Somebody could maybe tell me that they think 7 with the AFC West. I'm not so sure about that. The Chargers' schedule is very difficult. Broncos do get Jacksonville this week.
Yeah.
But the other one would be the NFC East. Nobody's going to catch Philadelphia. The other 6, the biggest favorite we have on the board in the other 6 divisions, the Buccaneers minus 360. But they played the Panthers twice.
Yeah.
And by the way,
no one wants it.
If I know the NFL like I think I know the NFL, Panthers lose this weekend to Tampa, and then they come back and beat Seattle.
Probably.
How about that?
Absolutely. Yep.
With how goofy this has been.
If that's a fair assessment about how everything's wide open here. I'm going to call it with Denver in the division, and it's over with Philly. But you're right that these are going to come down till week 18. And how about the Texans, who were like 15-1 a couple weeks ago to win the division? Now plus 125.
Sure.
And you're right about that big game, Jacksonville at Denver on Sunday. And teams, after playing the Jets, 1-11 ATS. Hello, Miami tonight. Hopefully it's 1-12.
So the Ravens, they get, what a game this is coming up next Sunday night. They get New England. This is not an easy path for Baltimore. It's the Patriots, Green Bay at Pittsburgh. They're laying 3, by the way, in that game on Sunday night against Baltimore. The Steelers with 4 left. Like you said, this is a Mike Tomlin special. We're going to say he's never really lost a game on Monday night at home.
Right.
The one loss was a COVID year, and it was a Sunday game pushed to on Monday. But it's at Detroit. My God, how many points will the Lions score on this team? They're at Cleveland and Baltimore again. This thing will probably come down to the final game between these two teams.
Yep.
And I don't know, you might have a team at 8-9 win it.
That was a bad loss by the Patriots. That's a hat and T-shirt game. You win the division at home, you got to close them out. It's 21 rip.
Yeah.
Bills 9-1 in play to come back. And as May said, they just stopped playing, and the execution was poor in the second half. Bad special teams play. All of a sudden, it went from 3 and out, scoring touchdowns, getting stops, and then they couldn't get a first down, and they couldn't get a stop. And once again, Allen was unbelievable in the second half. But you get the great – I don't understand it. I've been calling for it all year. Why doesn't Henderson get 20, 25 touches a game? And he goes from 22-1 to the favorite now. Offensive Rookie of the Year after going for 150 and 2 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns paid 8-1. We gave that out yesterday on a tailgate show. It's staring you right in the face, this love affair with Stevenson. And imagine how good this offense could be if you got that home run hitter in there.
I know it. Don't look now. Tyler Shuck is down to 16-1.
Big move on him, yes.
16-1. And the Saints, this is bonkers. They could win out with their schedule.
Oh, yes, they could.
And you know that very well
Brutal.
Because you've been holding a ticket on them to go under, and you were smiling the entire year on that.
Yeah, win total looks that's in trouble now, no doubt about it. I still like New England minus 250. All they have to do, and they can lose to Baltimore, no big whoop. All they have to do is beat Miami and the Jets, and they have the tiebreaker. And I'm not sure the Bills beat the Eagles. I'd like them in that game, but they still have the Eagles coming up. But still, all you have to do is beat the Miami and the Jets. You win the tiebreaker, you win the division.
Well, okay, so hold on one second with that, because I do think these two teams, with the record, they will be tied after this week. I think the Patriots, in here, if this happens, if New England loses Sunday night to Baltimore, look, Buffalo is a big favorite against Cleveland, right? Assuming they win that game. And let's, for 1 second, pretend that this is accurate and it holds up and Baltimore beats New England. Then both teams are sitting there at the very top. I don't know. Does New England beat Miami? Miami's playing good football right now.
They'll beat them. Yeah, it'll be 10 degrees.
They pissed away the game the first time they played.
Well, it was week 2. I mean, it's a different team. They lost to the Raiders week 1.
But also,
they'll beat them.
Paulie, Miami's playing really good football lately.
Miami will be out of it. And Tua, under 40 degrees. Yeah, I'll take the Patriots at home in that one.
I'm not calling that one over with.
All right.
Not doing it. I don't know what's going to happen in the AFC South. It's very close to call there. Jags minus 145. They have 2 of the longest winning streaks in the entire league, not named the Denver Broncos. So, but they, again, at Denver this week, the Texans get the Raiders. They should win that game by 100 points.
Yep. And that's an interesting game on that Saturday night against the Chargers. That's a tough one, but I would take the Texans in that one too. Stroud was awesome yesterday.
Yeah, he was.
And that was, 17-0 right away, how fast that was.
Yeah.
So their defense is so good, and they could get it. And a team that has a lot to say about this is probably the Colts. Would the Colts come in and upset somebody? I'd love the game plan yesterday. but it's just the guy can't do anything.
No, I know.
There's nothing on the ball. He can't move. You got to chew clock, limit the possessions, and run the ball with Taylor, and everything's 5 yards.
I mean, I love the game plan. Knowing what you had there at quarterback.
Reminded me of Tebow with the Broncos.
Okay, that's fair.
Chewing clock and everything's short and run and dink and dunk.
But they almost pulled it off. They almost did it yesterday.
Yeah, well, Seattle helped them too.
I know,
all
I
the
understand.
field goals, but that's not going to work moving forward. And they can sit here and say in shape all this. I mean, you saw the guy; he's put on weight.
Yeah, of course. He's 44. He's been out of the league for 5 years.
Yeah.
I mean,
so that's the other thing. And
how about Steichen already name him the announcer or the starter again?
Yeah, I can't imagine. Because now Richardson's cleared.
Yes.
I can't imagine these guys, if you're going to run that type of offense, that Riley Leonard or Richardson aren't a better option.
They have to be, Paulie.
Yeah.
Come on.
He can't get it down. He threw one long pass and it was intercepted.
Now, it was fun to watch the old man come out there, and it meant a lot to him. He's crying, obviously, in the postgame. But think about that touchdown pass that he had and how much zip and oomph it looked like he had to put on that thing to throw it 5 yards in the air. It's like, okay, wow, that was a struggle. And it got there.
Yeah. But they have what? He completed 18 passes for 120 yards.
Well, I will say this.
Come on.
The Sunday morning tailgate show is loaded with such good information. And that was one of the first things that Warren Sharp came on the program with yesterday is it's the longest completions, 28.5, 29.5.
Yeah.
And he didn't even have to make a case. I'm like, yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down with that one.
Yeah.
And it had no chance to go over that number.
Yeah. Monday night's interesting, though, because San Francisco can't stop anything.
True.
And then they're coming offensively, but then again, you look at some of their opponents the last couple of weeks. But when Purdy plays like a confident, cocky Purdy, I'm here for it.
I like it. How about that? By the way, it was down to 5.5 earlier today. The look ahead was like 7.5. Now 6. The market has confidence in Old Man Rivers.
I would look under there too. I mean, if they're going to play like that and milk clock.
And you know that Taylor's probably going to get, he's good enough to go for 22, 25 carries, whatever it is.
Yes, right.
Yep.
Yep.
Just unfortunate what happened to the Colts season. And I don't know if they were going to make the playoffs, even if Danny Dimes didn't get hurt, but they were trending to be the 1 seed at one point. And now, I mean, my God, going to miss the playoffs.
Well, it's wild at the bottom of the NFC. Because the Bears are minus $3.50. The Packers are $8. That came down. That was as high as $1,200. Yet the Lions are plus $150. But they need a lot of help.
Yeah, they do.
The no is only minus $180. But the Saturday game is so huge.
Are we really going to get to the playoffs this year and not have that offense make it? I mean, look, the defense is in bad shape again this year.
No minus 180 should be a lot higher because they need to keep winning games and they need help.
Because they need a lot of help.
Because if the Bears lose to the Packers, they got swept by Green Bay.
Yeah.
So the Bears could lose to the Packers yet again, but I wouldn't be surprised if they go into San Francisco and beat them. And then you're drawing dead at that point.
Do you have an early thought on the Green Bay-Chicago game this week?
That's a tough one. No, I don't. First thing is check the weather. And number 2 is, can the Bears do this every single week? They continue to get interceptions.
Yeah, they do.
It's nuts. You're over 20-plus picks and takeaways now.
It happened with him again yesterday. Now, I get it. It was Brady Cook going for the Jets. Tough spot for him,
right.
Obviously.
Jacksonville keeps doing it.
Three more INTs for Jacksonville yesterday.
Yeah. I thought that kid was okay. Two of the interceptions weren't his fault.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I didn't.
He wasn't bad.
I mean, he did not come across as a guy who had no chance to be in the league.
Yeah.
And it was a total panic thing, and like they didn't know what they were going to do at quarterback. That kid played a little bit yesterday. So I didn't mind that whatsoever. Also, I think and we'll expand on the awards coming up a little bit later on, the Coach of the Year market is fascinating to me. You got like 6 dudes that are going to have great cases at the end of the year. I
don't recall a season like this with this many guys in this 7 to 1 or lower.
Yep.
Several candidates. And go back a couple years ago, remember Sirianni was minus $4 with a month to play. He wasn't even a finalist when it was all said and done.
Yeah, good
so
recall there.
people are bringing up Peyton's not getting any respect.
All right.
To me, Ben Johnson's got to have better odds. But based on blowing a 21-point lead, not realizing what he has in Henderson, and the love affair with Stevenson, how much damage has Vrabel done? Now, if they punt away the division, then he's really up against it.
Well, that's
because you're looking at
yeah.
if Cohen could do it, and certainly I got to go with Ben Johnson if they win the division.
They
were a high school outfit last year.
Oh, totally.
And how bad Williams looked last year, and the clock issues and all that. If they win the division, I got to go Ben Johnson.
Liam Cohen's going to have a great case. I will say this: people have been talking about Sean Payton to me for 3 weeks minimum. They're like, "Why all this steam on Vrabel? Yet the Broncos might get the 1 seed, and nobody's saying one word about Sean Payton?
Now the Shanahan stuff's getting real.
Oh, finally.
There was a big move on Shanahan.
It has to be real.
If they run the table?
With all of their injuries, and they are a 12-win football team, all I'm saying is that he's going to have an incredible case. But you can come back at me and throw like 5 other guys. D'Amico Ryans, hello?
That's another good one. If they run the table and win the division?
Oh, it's an
with all the injuries they had? I know, there's a lot of guys like that.
All right, we'll get more reaction to Week 15 National Football League. Nick Whalen's going to join the program. We'll also get his look at player props for tonight's tilt. Big one for Pittsburgh. They take on the Dolphins. We'll kick it around with him coming up with Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Got a good thing coming, so wait and see. It's a good.
Your sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup. Then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to vsin.com/pro to join VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
More reaction yesterday in the National Football League here. A look at Monday Night Football props and a couple NBA props as well as we head out to the Progressive Guest Line. Nick Whalen joins the program with RotoWire. He lives in Wisconsin, very close to a lot of people who obviously love the Green Bay Packers. Overall, that was not just the Parsons injury, but I mean, the whole day yesterday was as bad as it gets, like in many years for this organization. And moving forward, no draft picks because of the trade with Parsons, all those injuries. How long is that going to linger? What's your level overall of concern with the team moving forward? And assuming they make the playoffs, do you think they can win a game?
Yeah, a lot to, kind of take out of that loss yesterday to Denver. And, it really felt to me like the entire game, the entire mood of the Packers swung on that interception targeting Christian Watson. Great play by Pat Surtain. But, the Packers had built a 2-score lead at that point. They had just forced a 3-and-out, a rare 3-and-out for that defense yesterday. And then, the interception coupled with Watson going down, and then 10 minutes of real time later, Micah Parsons is out. I mean, we've seen the Packers unravel before. We had the classic Matt LaFleur rage challenge, shortly after, where it's like the team kind of takes on his personality at times. And I felt like it was just a total unraveling on both sides of the ball. But the bigger picture here is that, that was a toss-up game regardless against Denver. It wouldn't have shocked anybody if they lost that game and came out healthy. But what is the ceiling of the Packers going forward? Without Micah Parsons and compounding that with the loss of Devontae Wyatt, the loss of Tucker Kraft, I mean, those are probably 3 of your 5 or 6 most impactful players on the entire roster. I hate to say it. I think the Super Bowl ceiling is probably gone for the Green Bay Packers. I can't see that team beating the LA Rams, as currently constructed. I think it becomes almost a toss-up game against any of these other teams in the NFC. So could they win a playoff game? They could, depending on the matchup, but it's not something that I would feel great about. Whereas, I think coming into this week, regardless of the result of the Denver game, if they just came out relatively healthy, I think there would be a case to be made that they would be the top contender to the Rams in the NFC, especially given what we saw from Seattle yesterday.
Yeah, that's a good point. Can you elaborate on that and expand with the big game Thursday? It's just like, it's a great story, and I love the coach, but if I can limit JSN, then who beats me?
That's the thing. And the Seattle defense has been so dominant, and they've had these cake matchups against, bad quarterbacks that it has kind of covered up the fact that this offense has not been humming in the same way that it was in the middle of the season. I still don't really love what I'm seeing from Sam Darnold week to week. There are very few quarterbacks who I trust less than Sam Darnold when they're under pressure.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's kind of JSN or bust for this offense. I think in general, we like Kenneth Walker. We like Zach Charbonnet. I don't think the production week to week matches up with the reputation of those two players. And I know they got Shaheed more involved this week. They got Cooper Kupp more involved. That was more so out of necessity. I don't think that was the plan coming into the game because they couldn't run on the Colts, because they were playing from behind for a good chunk of the game. They ended up throwing it with higher volume than they expected. And with Seattle, I mean, you can make the case that defense could win them any game. It almost won them the Rams game earlier this season with a bunch of turnovers. I don't know that I'm going to trust Sam Darnold going on the road against some of these defenses, specifically the Rams, that are going to be in the NFC playoffs. So I like the Seattle team, but they do still feel a piece short. The Shaheed addition, that's been great. It's impacted mostly special teams at this point, as opposed to the actual offense itself. Cooper Kupp, more of a name than a producer at this point.
Right.
So
yep.
Could I see Seattle making the NFC title game? Sure. It's going to take some dominant defensive performances, but the Rams to me are just far and away the class of the NFC right now.
Okay, what do you make of tonight's game then? Obviously, it's a big one. Every game for Pittsburgh moving forward is. They could have gone without Baltimore winning yesterday, but alas, here we are. They're laying 3 minus 115 here at Circa. Total is 42.5. What have you bet so far for player props?
So in terms of player props, I'm looking at Kenneth Gainwell tonight, over 23.5 receiving yards. First and foremost, Miami has given up over 7 yards per target to running backs this season. They give up the second highest catch rate to the position. So there are some advantages there for the Pittsburgh offense. Gainwell's gone over this number in 4 of his last 5, 5 of his last 6. So I've jumped on this early, and then we get the news, of course, that Jaylen Warren is now questionable due to an illness. So we're going to see that receiving yards number rise. It's only up 1 yard right now at DraftKings. I do think Warren probably plays through the illness. It's pretty rare for NFL players to miss a game due to being sick, but I think it's fair to wonder how effective he's going to be. And even when Warren is at full strength, you still see Kenneth Gainwell, getting about a 50% snap share most weeks. So the Miami run defense has started to buckle down over these last couple of weeks. And I think I don't necessarily trust Pittsburgh to move the ball down the field in chunks like they did a week ago. That is just not what this offense has been really at all this season. So looking to the running backs in the passing game. And then I'm looking at Pat Freiermuth, over 1.5 receptions. Both of these defenses, very bad against the tight end position. Freiermuth's gone over this number in 6 of his last 8. Dolphins give up about 6.5 receptions per game to tight ends. And again, the Steelers' options are just so limited right now at wide receiver. I don't expect them to hit big plays. They did just elevate Marquez Valdes-Scantling. We have to keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of a white flag as far as that wide receiver room goes. And I know you're always spinning the wheel with these Pittsburgh tight ends, but they have kind of phased out Jonnu Smith of late. So feel a little bit better about Freiermuth tonight.
Isn't it a big Achane game? It's cold. Tua always struggles. A lot of dump offs to Achane. A couple of viewers were making the case 12-1 most receiving yards for Achane, but also what he can do on the ground tonight.
I could absolutely see that. I mean, he has carried the Dolphins offense, for the last month plus when they've kind of turned things around. The question is, how much do we trust Tua? And, maybe there's a difference between Tua throwing down the field versus Tua just handing it off to Achane 22 times and dumping it off to him 7 or 8 times. I mean, I'm all for piling on Devon Achane tonight, but I worry about the trends. We've seen Tua in this spot over and over. It has never once gone well. We're looking at like 12 degrees in Pittsburgh tonight at kickoff. I'm sure you guys have gone through the numbers, but in sub 40 degree weather, let alone 12 degree weather, Tua's 0-5 straight up. He's 1-4 against the spread. They're losing those games by almost 20 points per game. He's just bad in primetime overall. He's 2-8 straight up in his last 10 primetime games. So I worry a little bit about the overall Tua implosion. And as you guys are aware, I mean, they're not winning these games of late because of Tua Tagovailoa. I mean, he's completing like 13 passes per game. He's barely throwing for 150 yards. He's got 3 touchdowns over the last 4 games.
Great breakdown. Follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Our guest, Nick Whalen, he's with RotoWire, and he's on the Progressive Guest Line. We only have 5 games tonight in the NBA. It's a sneaky good card. Detroit plays Boston. Toronto gets Miami. Houston is at Denver. That is phenomenal tonight, that matchup. Definitely going to have that on a TV with Monday Night Football. What do you like in terms of player props overall in any of those 5 games?
Yeah, really fun slate. The non-NBA Cup slates over the last few nights in the NBA have not been great. A lot of bad team on bad team, good team versus bad team, but some really intriguing games tonight. I'm looking at Kawhi Leonard over 9.5 rebounds plus assists for the Clips tonight. They're going up against Memphis. James Harden is questionable to play in this game with a calf injury. I think the NBA is more cautious than ever when it comes to these calf injuries, so would not be surprised if we see Harden ruled out. So a little more playmaking for Kawhi Leonard. Just went up against this Memphis team 10 days ago, went well over. And Memphis now without their best rebounder in Zach Edey. So I think a pretty friendly number there on Kawhi. And then one of my other props tonight for the Detroit Pistons, this has been one of the more reliable props you can play this season. Duncan Robinson, over 2.5 made threes. He's gone over this number in 17 of 23 games on the year. Goes up against the Boston Celtics. They are allowing the most threes in the NBA over the last 5 games. Opponents taking about 45.5 3-point attempts per game. Robinson himself has taken at least 6 threes now in 14 straight, averaging about 8.5 attempts per game in that span. So looking at Kawhi and looking at Duncan Robinson in the NBA tonight.
Great breakdown with all of that. Follow Nick on X. He's at Whalen on Twitter or X, but it's not an L, it's a 1. And he is with RotoWire. Again, Nick, great stuff as always. Thanks so much for the time. Best of luck tonight.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
There you go.
I saw one article, 40 degrees, under 40 degrees, regular season playoffs, Tua 1 touchdown, 12 picks.
I saw that too. Yep.
Oh, brutal. Prime time, cold weather, 13 losses in a row for this organization in cold weather. And Pittsburgh doesn't lose at home on Monday Night Football. I mean, these are incredible numbers tonight and trends with the game.
I am with you, though. This, in theory, should be a big game for Achane.
Oh, huge. The rushing attempts over and Tua passing attempts under.
Okay.
And then, not to mention and then the dump offs he's going to get. About the stuff at our line or behind the line of scrimmage and make it easy on Tua as well.
Would you go under longest completion for Tua?
I like that. That's not bad, too.
Yeah. Achane is quietly having a fantastic season. And I think there's an angle here where I know he got hurt last week, but if that doesn't happen again, like he's going to carry some of these fantasy leagues and potentially win them for you.
Big. And then like Nick said, he got the big news where Warren wakes up with the flu. And he's questionable now with the illness.
Yep. By the way, he likes Gainwell at 23.5. 23.5 still out there with the receiving yards. the rushing yards is high 20s in the game. So I'm betting 23.5 right now as we speak. Yep, right there, minus 112.
All right.
23.5. I also have been betting Duncan Robinson a lot this year, so anytime it's 2.5. It was plus money a lot this season. Obviously, books adjust to that, but that's incredible. Teams are averaging 45.5 threes a game against the Celtics going back. That's, wow. Up next, Paul's going to detail a lot of the action from the weekend with Win Some, Lose Some, including a 55-1 ticket that cashed and a 70-1 that popped as well. That's next on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Want to bet smarter this holiday season? VSiN's Pro Holiday Special is the perfect gift. Get VSiN Pro access through May 1st for just $79. That's daily best bets, real-time splits, AI-powered prop projections, 24/7 video, and expert coverage of every major sport, from college bowls and NFL playoffs to March Madness and the Masters. Plus, postseason betting guides to make you a sharper bettor. Head to VSiN.com/subscribe and join us on the Sports Betting Network. Check out Stormy and JVT on Money Moves, only on VSiN.
And maybe that's why they wouldn't, because they're the Giants and they don't do things that make sense.
Out of all these divisions, this is the one that I am the most curious about because I do think there are positive signs for the Bears.
They'll take you on a fun, fast-paced journey, weaving in everything you need to know to make an educated bet, while also not shying away from the excitement of a same-game parlay sweat. Money Moves, weekdays at 2 p.m. Eastern on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Win Some, Lose Some is sponsored by the Sharp Plays.
Were you a winner last night?
Wow, winning.
Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser! Paulie Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
First touchdown of the day, Texans 10-1. Right off the bat, and Stroud first touchdown pass at DraftKings 6-1. Highest scoring game, Lions-Rams 2-1. No surprise. Most points scored, Jacksonville 25-1. And afterwards, the Jets fired their DC Wilkes.
Man, they were that high against that bad defense.
What a performance. The only guy to do that? 5 passing, and then a rushing touchdown and 50 yards rushing. And then you had 300 yards passing, too.
That's another angle, by the way. Yesterday on the Tailgate Show, I ran down why Travis Etienne, 2+ touchdowns or 3+ touchdowns, good bets. He got 3. All receiving, by the way.
I know. What the price was?
It was not big enough. I didn't even.
Really?
I said there's an angle here, but I don't like it. It was plus 320 for 2+.
Yeah.
The 3+ was like 15-1 or something like that.
Now, how about this? Lowest scoring game, Ravens-Bengals 60-1. Higher in some spots. DraftKings and Will Hill have it up every week. 8 of the last 10 had gone over. We had a total in the 50s. Team got shut out.
But you got to be kidding me with that performance by Cincinnati.
I know. Oh, Burrow was bad. The pick 6 again. Fewest points. Dead heat. Bengals 70-1. Raiders 4-1. You know what happened with the Raiders? 75 yards. But the Bengals to be shut out.
So imagine that. If you actually took a flyer on the Bengals at 70-1.
You got to split it.
You can't even. That's. Come on.
I hear you.
Mark Davis has to sell the team.
Yep. Most passing yards, Stafford 5-1. Receiving, Puka 6-1. Most rushing yards, Henderson 40-1. Henderson 2 touchdowns, 8-1. Will a quarterback have 5 touchdown passes? Yes, 3-1. Drake May 2 rushing, 55-1. Lambert Smith anytime. Second career catch, 17-1 for the Chargers.
Wow, where was that off?
Back of the end zone. I was at DraftKings.
Really?
Yep. Shutout 4-1. Cowboys did it again. 13-1 over in the first half. 12-2 over team total for the game.
Yeah, no problem again last night.
Bills were 9-1 in play. Down 21 rip.
Okay, because that changed so quickly. It was 21-7, I believe, and the Patriots were giving the ball back. That was already down to like below 4-1.
Yeah. FCS, I don't know what this was in play. Villanova was plus 450 to beat Tarleton State in the playoffs, and they were down 14-0, and they came back to win. And Saturday night out here, the Spurs were 4-1, and they beat the Thunder, and the Thunder can't even make the Cup final. Damn, brutal. And Colorado Avalanche, this from Jonathan Davis. Goal in the first 5 at home. This is plus money. 12-1 run. That's incredible. First 5. They hit it again the other night.
Oh, it was 90 seconds.
They scored 90 seconds into the game.
Yeah.
Subscribe, be part of the team, VSiN.com. Our radio and podcast friends, you always want to see these tweets and videos. At Paulie Does Vegas on Instagram. Send them in. We'll put you on. They were asking humans the McRib count. This is when he was in Hawaii. There he is, just like Wilt Chamberlain. And he is one of the greatest to ever do it. As he sat down with the McRib, there's number 100. He's got the sign to prove it. Yep, put the finger up. Excellent.
Wait, so hold on. Is he in Hawaii right now?
No, I think it was old.
The last time he went?
Yeah, last time.
Okay.
With the ticker, the McRib ticker.
Because the guy is traveling. So he was in Nashville this weekend for Andy Jeff's birthday party.
Yeah, in and out.
But he said he's going to be at the Hawaii Bowl whenever that is. He makes a trip to Hawaii like I go to the gas station.
Yeah. Incredible. It's a 6-hour flight.
He was in the Bahamas for his mom's birthday and flew from the Bahamas to go to Hawaii for a couple of days.
Yeah. God bless him. Again, there's a nuclear holocaust. He would emerge under 3 pizza boxes.
Yeah, yeah.
Genuine article. Pup Cup compilation.
He'd be saying, what the hell happened?
Yeah, look at this guy freaking out. The little guy, the pug. He's all nervous. I can't get my pup cup. Here it is, this guy. They just picked him up. He's tiny. Got this whole face in the cup, putting it down. He's got that. I love the husky when the husky's howling outside, trying to get his pup. Oh, he's falling over. He's falling over eating it. Oh, that's incredible, trying to put it down. Excellent. I'll put that up later. Thanks a lot, Luke, with the Pup Cup. Compilations are all over Instagram. Send those in. We'll always put you on. Lose some. Saints won the game, but first quarter money line, 0-12-2 on the season. Outscored 106-29. Panthers did it again. They've lost 12 in a row as a favorite. No one's done that in the Super Bowl era.
Is that right?
That's embarrassing. got swept by the Saints. Chiefs were $4 to make the playoffs. They lost 7 times this year as a favorite. Bad for the books. All the favorites. The big chalk. Jags and over. Texans and over. Bears cover. Niners and over. Seattle let you down. Everyone else cashed with ease. Texans 6.5 up to 10.5. Chiefs Chargers under 44.5 to 41.5. Jags 8.5 up to 13.5. Rams Lions over 50.5 up to 55. Colts Seabags under 46 down to 41.5. Bad beats. Pats plus 2.5. And also back-to-back with the Pittsburgh Penguins. Saturday they led 5-1 with 14 minutes left and lost 6-5. And yesterday they led 3-0 in the third and lost 5-4 in overtime. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Huge in play. For the line move, sharp plays already there. They don't just follow the market, they help move it. You're not going to outsmart billion-dollar books or full-time sharps on your own. With the sharp plays, you don't have to. Powered by advanced AI and connected to great sources across all 4 sports. They deliver the serious edge bettors rely on with the reports, alerts, and market-moving insights straight to your inbox or X feed. He sends out the Mr. Poison tweets every Sunday. And look for the first touchdown tweets before the game. They've been at it since 2011. Sharpplays.com, trusted by pros, monitored by the books. Stay ahead of the line. Sharpplays.com.
Don't forget, Seattle look-ahead last week was 3.5 against the Colts. They touched 14 yesterday before the game kicked off. Closed most spots, 12.5 or 13. So my 2 biggest personal games ever with CLV have both lost against the spread. One team lost outright. The other one, yesterday, Seattle could have, should have, would have lost outright. I've had 10-plus points of CLV twice in my life. Both bets, losers. Nothing's a lock.
Yeah,
much like I had Oklahoma City,
Mm-hmm.
plus 225 months ago, whenever it was. And, explain why that was a good bet, I thought, and a good number. They were, minus 230 to win the Cup before Saturday night? I was staring at the cash-out button the entire time. They're up by, 16 in the second quarter?
Yeah. I imagine that was a big number. Up 11 at the end of one and the big lead in the second quarter. And no one helped out SGA.
We will play...
Of course, Wemby comes back, right?
All right.
Of all times to come back.
We will play audio of this a little bit later on. I knew that it was a potential kiss of death. That day, Bleacher Report put out some video. Jalen Williams was asked about teams in prior years that the Thunder would beat. Did you see this?
No, I missed it.
Oh, they would beat the 2017 Warriors.
Oh, no. He ran it down?
He was asked, they would beat the 1995 Bulls. They didn't say 96, 1995 Bulls. And then the guy laughed about it who was asking him, he goes, what about the 2019 Raptors? He goes, yeah, we win that one as well. Now, that team was loaded with Kawhi, Marc Gasol. I mean,
did he do 86 Celtics?
That was
Did
it.
He keep going?
Those 3 teams.
Okay. Oh, my God.
I saw that video. I'm like,
on.
are you kidding me?
Is that what he did?
Yes.
Oh, man. Getting close to the Lakers' all-time winning streak. Are they ever going to lose? They won by 40 the last time out. Oh, man.
Yeah, but isn't that funny the way it worked? Because they could not miss against Phoenix.
Right.
They had plenty, 20-plus threes in that game. And then they come back on Saturday night, and they couldn't hit anything. And that's what it takes, right? In a one-game off, when you're not playing a best of 7, if they have a cold shooting night, that's how they're going to be had. And they were terrible shooting the ball in that game.
That's why that's a difference between March Madness and the best team is going to win, best out of 7.
Yeah, right.
But when you get in this cup thing, you can have a bad 20 minutes, and that's it. That's why the madness, it's hard. Survive in advance, but you got to win 6 of them. And it's, win or go home. And with this, same situation. So they, historically, one of the greatest teams ever the last year and a half. And they haven't made the, one year they haven't even made the final. And the year before they lost in the final.
Yep. So, I mean, it's like the best team does not win a title every single year. It just doesn't happen. And I guess how would you define best team? That could be other opinion, or you go by power ratings, whatever. You get upsets all the time. So my buddy was at the game, by the way. He said, first time ever watching Wemby live. He's like, alien. Don't even know how to describe the guy.
Yeah.
In the lane, when they're trying, they had Caruso at one point fronting him. Right? And then, by the way, where's Chet? 7-1. How about you play a little heads up with him?
Yeah, right.
But it's like the wingspan or the arm span is so long, any possible rebound, he just has to barely get his feet off the ground and just tip it to himself. He's going to grab it every time. He played 21 minutes, scored 21 points.
This is it the next 5 years, these 2 teams, right?
Remember that bet that DraftKings offered before the year?
I mean,
you could bet the 2 teams just to make the conference finals. It was a huge number on Oklahoma City and the Spurs and Denver and the Spurs. I think OKC and San Antonio was 22-1 just to meet in the Western Conference Finals.
You got it. Send it in tomorrow. Pizzeria, tip jar open tomorrow. They are playing good ball. And now getting Wemby back. Yep, here come all these young guys developing. Getting good now.
Make the move for Freak. That's the team. We will hit the Monday Night Football game coming up next. We'll discuss how much of an impact the TJ Watt absence will have